Alright, Monster Jam fans, it is time for Science Series number 9. You already saw the field of trucks. You know what truck you're in, what truck is in this lineup. Here's what the track looks like without the trucks on them. They're going to be jumping this gap, and yeah. So we're going to kick it off with Bigfoot taking on Snakebite. As fun as it's been doing Bigfoot and Gravedigger, kind of miss doing this. Maybe there will be a Gravedigger and Bigfoot race. But, we shall see. And here we go. And Bigfoot flying over the gap. And straight to victory. Problem for Snakebite going down. So Bigfoot will advance to round 2. After a great start. Alright, next race. Going retro. This Gravedigger Grandma taking on Michigan Ice Monster. Ford versus Chevy. Back to the 80s. Here we go. And it's going to be Gravedigger, Michigan Ice Monster, trying to go into his lane, but failed. Gravedigger advancing to round 2. So there will be a Gravedigger and Bigfoot matchup after all. And next race is Cody Armstrong versus Monster Jam Collector Racing. And that will be another event that will be happening in July. The lineup will be bigger than this. I will be more open to allowing more trucks in. But for now, here's a sample of what's to come. The Captain's Curse taking on the Prowler. And down they go. And they both go into the same area. But Prowler makes it the furthest. And moving on to round 2. And next up in racing, we got Sharkbite taking on Mechanical Mischief. The Shark taking on the Chevy. Now we should say here, so let's just go. And Mechanical Mischief, showing why he's a past champion. Sharkbite doing a little bit of a freestyle, going on a triple, but it just stops right there. Mechanical Mischief will move on to round 2, and did a complete turnaround and still got the win. Alright, next race, Battle of the Big Bad Wolves, black and white. It's the Nightwalker taking on Lone Wolf. Which wolf is going to win? Down they go, and Nightwalker goes into the wall. And so does Lone Wolf, but neither of them are touching it, but Lone Wolf is closer, so Lone Wolf is going to get it. Alright, next up in racing, it's the Battle of the Fords. It's Barely Tame taking on the Destroyer. Destroyer took a little break from the last Science Series, back again. This time, it's the current design with a metal chassis, because it just wouldn't stick to the plastic, broke right off. And anyways, here we go. Oop, wrong button. And it's going to be the Destroyer. Moving on to round 2. Taking out Barely Tame. Alright, I told you there was going to be a Gator matchup. It's Boss Gator taking on Tail Gator. Who's the better Gator? Let's find out. And it's going to be Tail Gator. Boss Gator comes up short, landing onto the mini can. And Tailgater is on the tailgate. Alright, next race, they're both big, bad, and yellow. Only one's a Ford, one's a Dodge. Midwest Madness taking on Unnamed and Untamed. Who wears the color yellow better? And it's going to be Midwest Madness taking out Unnamed and Untamed. Brand new Midwest Madness. And it's doing pretty good so far. Let's see how well it does in round 2. But we're far from that. Alright, next up in racing, a truck that's looking to get a racing win versus one that's already gotten a racing win this year. Whole Shot taking on Hurricane Force. A custom one, absolutely love it. And here they go. And they both go on the down ramp and into the wall. And your winner is going to be Whole Shot. Moving on to round 2. Alright, next up in racing, I saw both these trucks in Kansas City. It's Bad Company taking on Axe. Both haven't been seen for a while. And here they go now. And it's going to be Axe getting the win as Bad Company goes for the triple stack. I guess we're going to lose in style. And next up in racing, I guess you could say it's Monster Truck Throwdown versus Toughest Monster Truck Tour. Rage taking on Dirt Crew. Chevy versus Dodge. And down they go. And they both take a tumble, but Rage makes it the furthest and will advance to round 2, taking out Dirt Crew. Alright, 2 races left for round 1 before we move on to round 2. King Sling taking on Metal Militia. Down they go, and it's going to be Metal Militia taking out King Sling. It's been a while since Metal Militia has gotten a win. Will they get one here today? Alright, last race of round 1. It's Max D taking on Gravedigger. They both got metal bases, only this one's much heavier because it's also got a metal body. But who's faster? And it's gonna be Maximum Destruction. Alright. Now, on to round 2. Alright, before we move on to round 2, it's time for a fast loser race. So we got Captain's Curse, Michigan Ice Monster, and Barely Tame. Here we go. And it's gonna be Barely Tame back in the game. And he's not lame. Alright, now we are ready for round 2. So here comes Gravedigger taking on Bigfoot. Down they go, and Bigfoot with the win. Advancing to round 2 or 3. I always get that mixed up for some reason, I don't know. But Bigfoot is moving on to round 3. Now on to the next race. Alright, next race is the Prowler taking on Mechanical Mischief. Past champion taking on a truck that has never won before. And here we go. And Mechanical Mischief does it again. Taking out Prowler and advancing to round 3. And next race is Destroyer taking on Lone Wolf. Not really much to say here. So let's just go. And they both get some nice air. Land perfectly, but Destroyer comes out on top. Moving on to round 3. Alright, it's a Midwest matchup since Tailgater here is from Missouri. It's Midwest Madness taking on Tailgater. So here we go. And it's going to be Midwest Madness. I'm destroying the cans a little bit, especially on this side. But Midwest Madness will advance to round 3. Alright, next up is Team Scream versus Triple B. Axe taking on Whole Shot. And it is going to be Whole Shot. Went tumbling to the end. Axe is just right there. So Whole Shot will advance to round 3. What a violent wreck that was. Alright, 2 more races for round 2. Here's one of them. Metal Militia taking on Rage. Down they go, and it's gonna be Rage taking out Metal Militia. Advancing to round 3. I almost said round 2 again. I count myself. Alright, 1 more race to go. Alright, last race. It's Max D taking on Barely Tame. Both have been fast, but who's faster here? Let's find out. Well, they stayed even, but it is going to be Max D, who is closer to the wall than Barely Tame. Alright, that concludes round 2, but uh-oh. Alright, fast loser race time again. This time we got King Sling, Unnamed and Untamed, and Lone Wolf. And it is going to be King Sling coming out on top. Now they all got really close to each other, slowed each other down, but King Sling came out on top. And what a finish. Alright, so King Sling will be back for round 3. Alright, here we go. Round number 3 is Chevy versus Ford. Mechanical Mischief taking on Bigfoot. 2 fastest trucks so far, but who's faster? Here we go. It'll be Mechanical Mischief. This truck is crazy stupid fast. Alright, Battle of the Fords. This Destroyer taking on Midwest Madness. And here we go. And it'll be Midwest Madness taking out Destroyer. Destroying the Destroyer. Alright, just a couple more races before we close out round 3. Whole Shot taking on Rage. Triple B Motorsports versus Team Scream again. And it's going to be Whole Shot taking out Rage. Only slightly less violent this time. Alright, last race, round 3. King Sling taking on Max D. Technically, Gravedigger versus Max D. And it'll be King Sling taking out Max D. Hey, did you guys hear that King Sling is going to be at the World Finals pit party? No joke, look it up. I'm telling you, it's going to be there. That is going to be awesome. Man, July 1st can't come fast enough. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the semifinals. Got Mechanical Mischief taking on Midwest Madness. Here we go. And Midwest Madness is going to the finals. Well, who will be joining him? King Sling or Hole Shot? Let's find out, shall we? And it's gonna be... Oh, it's too close. Let's see, he is sort of touching the long gate focus. Alright, King Sling is closer, so it's gonna be King Sling. Alright, this is the final race, Monster Jam fans. It's all come down to this. Looks like we're about to crown a new champion here. Can't remember if Midwest Madness has won in the past or not. Maybe it has, just with a different look. This is a brand new one. So, in the far lane, it is Nathan Webb and King Sling. In the other lane, it's One Bad Ghoul Dynamite 2008 in Midwest Madness. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. Let's go racing. One Bad Ghoul Dynamite, Midwest Madness. Alright, we have crowned a new champion here, Midwest Madness. I'm sure One Bad Ghoul Dynamite's won in the past, if I remember correctly, but never in this truck. So here he goes, celebrating his victory. Well, that concludes racing. But stay tuned for Triple Threat Racing, because that's next. See you later.